So I have no idea if the first one of those videos worked or not, so we'll try this again. It's Friday afternoon, all chores are done, and I'm leaving my house to drive down to Ocean Springs to visit my grandchildren and go to a monster truck show. I've never been to one before, so we'll see. I'm sure my grandson's going to love it. But let's take a look at the old dashboard here.
Nerd alert!
As we're leaving, right at the end of the driveway, I'm at what, 61% battery. Thought it might be kind of cool to take a long distance drive in the EV.
Really?
I think we showed you some of the farm chores and stuff that we do in the truck. And so far it's done wonderful. I plan on getting some more stuff to show you how it works in the, you know, out in the field and all that other good jazz. But this one's just a pretty much straightforward drive from here in Troy down to Ocean Springs. I don't know how far it is. I'll put it up here on the screen somewhere, how many miles. But anyway, just to give you an idea of what it's like to go on a long trip with an EV, I'm gonna put something on my Audible here and listen to a book and settle in. We'll see you in a bit. This doesn't really have anything to do with a long distance trip or anything. I just thought I'd talk about it while we're driving because I just left the house. Let's talk about regen braking for a second. If you don't know what that is, it basically means you're using the electric motor as a brake and it regenerates energy back to your. So as you see, I'm coming up here on this guy, so I'm gonna have, well, he's moving. But anyway, the way it works is, you know, you're traveling down the road, going however fast you're gonna go. Whenever it comes time to stop the vehicle, you know, normally all that energy is just wasted because you are applying the brakes. When you put on regenerative braking, it's one pedal driving. When you remove your foot from the gas pedal, the electric motor takes that energy, slowing the vehicle down, and puts it back into the battery. Does it charge your battery all the way up from nothing? No, it does not. But driving around town, it does make a big difference. So let's take a look when we come up on something that we have to slow down on, and I'll show you how it works. All right, as you can see, the traffic lights are beginning to change. So we're gonna make it through this one. We're gonna have to stop on this one. I'm not gonna touch the brakes. Watch the green when I let go of the gas pedal. Boom. And the vehicle is now stopped. Now, how much energy did that put into the battery? I don't know. But it put a heck of a lot more energy in the battery than me using my brakes. And by doing that, I'm saving my brakes a lot because, you know, I don't know if you know, this is a really heavy vehicle. So all that stopping with brakes puts a big load on them. So anyway, just thought I'd mention regen braking. There's more stuff on that I'll show you. One of these days I'm going to go through all of the gadgets up here and show you how it works. But there you go, on with the drive. All right, we're on our way, cruising along, headed towards our first stop. And I thought I would show you how this little screen over here works. You know, like where to your little map thing here. If you look up here, there's a little electric thing right there. If you press that, it'll show you all of the charging stations that are, you know, close by. If you have a route inside here, it'll show you all the ones that are along your actual route. So you can scroll through and find the one that you like to use. Like this is the one that I'm going to. Hit this and boom, it'll take you directly to the next charging station. So you're good to go. That way you don't ever have to worry when you're driving along, hey, how far is it to my next charging station? The other thing that's kind of cool, oh hey, there's a cop up ahead. Dun dun dun. I think he's still there. I don't know. Let's drive and see. Hold on. Okay, apparently he has either caught somebody and got his quota, or he's just done for the day. Either way, the popo have gone. So back to what I was saying, one thing I did wanted to show you is down here on the bottom, it'll show you how far away you are and how, you know, how long it'll take you to get there, that sort of thing. But it'll also show you all the way over there to the right what percentage of charge you'll have at that particular station. So you can use your maps and come up with a you know, a plan depending on how far down, how comfortable you are with getting that number down. You know, you can plan out your trip. I don't like to take mine under 25%. As you can tell, I'll be at, what, 48% when I stop. I usually top it off at 80. So we'll see what it, when I pull up, we'll plug it into the charger and see how long it takes. So back to the journey. One more quick note. I don't know if the heads-up display shows on these GoPros or not, but you know, if it does, you can see it there. It's pretty big and has a lot of information on it. You can update the brightness and all that stuff in the settings. I'll show you that later. But one interesting thing about the heads-up display, if your glasses are polarized, you can't see it. One other thing I might as well show you is Super Cruise. You can see from the little green light on the steering wheel that the truck is driving itself for me. You can, Super Cruise emblems up here. You hit this little button right here and it starts it, and off you go. It works with adaptive cruise, so it'll slow down when you're coming up on somebody. It'll actually pass on the interstate. It'll jump into a different lane for you. I think I have some footage from that on another video, but yeah, it'll change lanes and bring you back in. Works wonders for you. One of the things that I wanted to show you on it is this little doodad right here. It's a sensor, and you don't have to have your hands on the wheel, but you do have to be looking straight forward, or at least looking towards the steering wheel, because if you take your eyes off of it for long enough, it'll turn Super Cruise red. Let's see if I can get it to do it. Yeah, see, it's blinking. It's letting me know, hey, look back. So I did, and now we're back on. If you take your eyes off the road long enough, this right here will turn red, and then Super Cruise will shut off. So you know, you gotta. It's to help you pay attention. But friends and neighbors, the other thing it does is if you start getting sleepy, so your eyes start dropping, you know, it'll warn you. You know, your seat will buzz, and it'll buzz to let you know, hey, you're waking up. Right there, see? Because I was closing my eyes. The other thing I was looking for, or the other thing I tested on this, it can see through your sunglasses. So when you're wearing sunglasses, don't think you're hiding from the Super Cruise. Super Cruise sees all. All right, so we made it here to the charger. You click find a charger, search locations. We're right here in Greenville. We're going to charge here. We're going to choose our post number. So let's get our handy dandy adapter and go find our post number. All right, as you can tell, for fast charging, ours looks like this. The Tesla ones look different. So you have to get one of these little adapters here, which plugs into the Tesla thing there, but if you look, our post is 3D. Let's put that in the thing and see what happens. All right, we have plugged in and started charging. Here's the adapter. The Tesla plug in there. Green light means we're charging, and we're good to go. Usually when I pull up to these, there's a couple of cars charging. We just had a couple of people leave. The only thing I did want to point out with the RST is the Tesla chargers, the way they're made, when you pull into the little parking spot here, the little charger can reach perfectly in. They're very, the little cables are kind of short, so when you're backing in with your truck, you almost have to take up an extra space. So what I'm saying is, when you're charging, you know, use some courtesy and don't be a jerk. Try to find one on the end, like I did. I tried the 3D one over there. That's the one on the far right. That's the one I used last time, but it wasn't functioning today, so I had to move. But anyway, we'll see how long it takes to charge. We just started charging, and it's 3:23. So we'll see how long it takes to charge up to 80%, and we'll walk over here and go get us something to drink. So I was going to show you what the app looks like after you're done charging and unplugging the adapter and, you know, all that other good jazz. But as usual, when I pulled up, or when I walked up, there was two people walking around my truck and wanted to ask about it. So hey Chevy, I just spent, what time is it? I just spent 15 minutes going over the truck for two people. So I'll be looking for my salesman's benefits in the mail. So anyway, we're back on the road, headed south. You can see I'm at 80%. That's what I charge up to. And on my little map here, it says I'll be at 23% when I get there. That's if I don't stop and charge. I could stop and charge if I really wanted to, because there's plenty of places, but I'm not going to, because there's a nice charger right there in Biloxi, or D'Iberville rather, that I'll be using on the way back. So anywho, off we go. All right, so my journey is just about over. As you can tell, I've only got a couple of miles to go. Going to turn into their neighborhood here in just a second, and it looks like I'm going to get there with 31% of battery life, which was better than the 24% I think it was when we first started. So yep, so I'm going to go in here and settle in with the grandkids for a little bit, get them all wound up right before bedtime. And we'll check in tomorrow. We're going to go to a monster truck rally, and which should be a blast. And on the way back, I'll look at where I'm at on what I've got percentage-wise before I leave, and we'll find somewhere to charge up. Last time I was down here, went over to D'Iberville and charged up at a Tesla station. If we're over that way, I'll probably use it again because it's just convenient. But if not, I'll find another one on the way home, and we'll see what the round trip looks like. So see you at the monster truck rally. Well, we have successfully completed Monster Jam in Biloxi, Mississippi, and I'm getting ready to drive home. So just left their house, and I'm headed up to the closest charger, which happens to be another Tesla supercharger right down here in D'Iberville. And if you look on the little thing here, after we got out of Monster Jam, we did some driving around and went and got something to eat and played around and stuff like that. So I used a lot more battery than I originally had intended. I usually charge up when I'm at 25%, but now I'm going to be down to 16%. So basically, this charge is going to be the largest charge I've ever done on this truck since owning it, because I've never taken it down this far. It'll be interesting to me to see how far or how long it takes to charge and what the cost is. But anyway, my exit is coming up, so let's go, let's pull in and get charged up. So I just finished charging up, and we are headed back towards home. I'm going to stop one more time on the way just to top off. I could go straight to the house and I'd have, I think, 16% battery left, but I don't like dragging it down that low. Not to mention, I only have a level 1 charger at the house because we're awaiting our solar install to put our level 2 chargers in. It takes forever for it to charge up, so I just don't want to leave myself in a hole. But I can honestly say this is the first time, the first trip rather, where it was a tad bit inconvenient. But I will say that's my fault. What I should have done is, when we went to Monster Jam, right? And then after Monster Jam, we did some driving around in Biloxi, looking at some stuff, and got, you know, stuff to eat and, you know, all that other stuff. And like I said earlier, I ran the battery down. What I should have done is last night, before we turned in, because I just drove to their house and sat around and did a whole lot of nothing. So what I should have done is swung by these chargers and topped off real quick, you know, just 20 minutes to get it up to, you know, 60 or 70%. And then I would have been able to just drive this back to have my normal stop like I would have. But I forgot to film the beginning and end time, but it took about 46 minutes to go from the 15 or 16% it was up to 80%. So you know, I basically just walked around the corner. There was a Firehouse Subs there. It took me 3 minutes to walk. I got me a sandwich and, you know, just kind of had something to eat and chilled out. So anyway, the journey continues. We'll stop again up here at the Greenville one and top it off on the way home. But there you go, the long journey. One other stupid thing I wanted to show you. I talked about the regen braking earlier, and obviously I turned that off when I'm on the interstate because, you know, there's not a lot of regen braking. There's no need to put it on. But sometimes when I get back in the truck, I forget to turn regen braking on, and it's like, you know, if I don't have it on, you know, is there, how can I take advantage of what can I do? There is a secondary means by which you can use regen braking, and it has to do with this little pedal, or this little paddle right here. If you hit this paddle, when you pull it towards you like this, it will apply the regen braking and slow you down.
No way.
It doesn't work as good as the regular, you know, foot pedal regen braking, but it does do the job. So if you're in between and you forget to put the foot regen back on, you can always grab that paddle and pull it towards you, and it'll regen that way. So anywho, back to driving.